Coming up on today's show, Volkswagen announces a new battery partnership to help it achieve those massive plug-in car production goals. Tesla outsells all other electric cars in Europe with the Model 3 just 1 month after it goes on sale there. And the Tesla Referral program is back. These stories and more coming next. Welcome back to another weekly roundup in the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation. Thanks for joining me. Volkswagen AG, along with Swedish battery manufacturer Northvolt, as well as a few other partners in the European auto industry, have officially formed the European Battery Union. Its goal to accelerate research and development of electric vehicle batteries in Europe. The group plans to cover every aspect of electric vehicle batteries, from raw materials through to production, new chemistry development and recycling. Research will commence at the start of 2020, with research due to be shared across all partners in the EU. Faraday Future has continued its death spiral this week, selling its Gardena, California headquarters to a real estate company and then signing a leaseback agreement in the process. At the same time, it's reportedly scrabbling around for cash to restart the FF91 production at exactly the same time as Evergrande Health, the investment firm that Faraday Future got into a messy court case with, is readying an electric car of its own for market production this June. That vehicle is unlikely to be the FF91. As we rapidly approach the end of the first quarter this year, Tesla is yet again putting the pressure on its staff to deliver as many cars as possible in order to ensure its end-of-quarter financials are as healthy as possible. Business Insider reports that Elon Musk sent an email to all Tesla employees on Thursday afternoon this week, telling them that car deliveries will now be the top priority of every single employee until the end of the month. The email calls this push the, quote, biggest wave in Tesla's history and notes that it, quote, won't be repeated in subsequent quarters. Ford officially announced an investment of $900 million this week in its southeastern Michigan manufacturing facilities in order to bring plug-in cars to market. While Ford's first long-range production electric car, an all-electric Mustang-inspired SUV, will begin production at one of Ford's Mexican production facilities next year, ahead of a 2021 launch, Ford says the first all-electric US-made long-range electric car will roll off the production lines at Flat Rock, Michigan in 2023. In total, more than 900 jobs will be created and, says Ford, will focus on autonomous and electric vehicles. Nikola Motors has just announced the purchase of a brand new production facility at Coolidge, Arizona, where it will produce the Nikola 1 and Nikola 2 hydrogen fuel cell trucks. Nikola says the 400-acre site will be home to its main production facilities and will bring around 2,000 jobs to the area in the next 5 years. The announcement comes just about a month ahead of Nikola's own showcase event in Arizona for members of the trucking industry and the press, which it's calling Nikola World. Back in February, Tesla began deliveries of the Model 3 in Europe, working through its order books and wait lists just as it did in North America when Model 3 was launched there. Despite it being its first month on sale, however, the Tesla Model 3 enjoyed a total of 3,724 registrations during February, pushing it ahead of the Renault Zoe, about 3,000 registrations, and the Nissan Leaf, about 2,700 registrations for the same period. As for March, well, registrations are already well above this figure, at least so say the folks I've talked to. Amnesty International used the Nordic Electric Vehicle Summit in Oslo this week to call on automakers to clean up their act when it comes to electric vehicle batteries. Right now, it says battery production has a pretty heavy carbon footprint that's not particularly good for the planet, and many companies use cobalt mined using child labour or violation of other human rights. It wants automakers to become more accountable for the supply chain and the emissions that are incurred when making battery packs. That said, many automakers, including Tesla, Volkswagen, BMW and others, are now doing everything they can to ensure that they source ethical materials and make batteries with zero carbon emissions. BMW announced this week, as part of its annual accounts press conference, that it will be bringing 12 new electric models to market by 2025. These include, it says, an all-electric Mini, the i4 sedan, the iX3 and iNext, as well as some other models it hasn't yet announced. In addition, it says 13 new plug-in hybrids will hit the market in the same time, most of which will be plug-in hybrid variants of existing BMW models. It also committed to removing rare earth metals from all of its electric vehicle motors, with the first rare earthless motor due to go into production in the iX3 in 2020. Mercedes-Benz has completed the final round of winter testing on its all-new e-Sprinter commercial van, and it's saying that even in the cold of the Arctic, the all-electric van performs just great. It quotes a range of around 150 kilometres fully laden with 900 kilos of payload on board, and it's possible from the van's 55 kilowatt-hour battery pack. It will also offer a smaller range 41 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which increases total vehicle payload by another 140 kilograms, but reduces range to 115 kilometres. I should note that these figures are provisional. General Motors announced on Friday that it will invest $300 million at its Orin, Michigan production facility in order to bring a brand new electric vehicle to market. The factory, where the Bolt EV is already produced, will add an additional 400 jobs as a consequence. The new EV will be sold alongside the Bolt EV and will also be made with a Chevrolet badge. But right now, GM hasn't revealed the vehicle's specs. If we piece together past statements from GM, it's most likely that this car will be an electric SUV based on the Bolt EV platform. And now it's time for short shorts. Less than a month after it was introduced, Tesla has dropped the Model S standard range from its range of Model S variants. The same day, in fact, that it increased said car's price as part of its price rise. It's not clear why this happened, but now the cheapest Model S will set you back $85,000. Tesla also killed the Model 3 mid-range this week, less than 4 months after introducing it. Now, if you want a Model 3, you've got to choose between standard or long-range battery packs, although rumours say demand for mid-range was pretty low. Henrik Fisker has released a teaser image of an all-new electric SUV he says will enter into production in 2021. It represents a change of direction at Fisker that focuses less on high-end sports sedans and more on mainstream models, and will have a sticker price, he says, of $40,000. 24M says it's developed a new dual electrolyte system for lithium-ion battery packs that it says allows for an energy density of more than 350 watt-hours per kilogram. The new technology uses a separate electrolyte for an anode and cathode. Tesla has reintroduced free supercharging as a way to encourage existing customers to upgrade their car. It's going to offer owners with cars with free supercharging the ability to grandfather it to their new vehicle, provided they buy a car by the end of March. Hyundai Kia has announced a $300 million investment in Ola, India's largest mobility service provider. The investment will see Ola develop an Indian-specific electric vehicle sharing service and a charging network that could reach more than 1 billion people. Electric cars might be sexy, but electric buses are doing the majority of all the hard work to cut back on oil consumption. That's according to Bloomberg's NEF. Right now, it says electric buses are responsible for 2/3 of all of the oil displaced by electric vehicles. Most of that is taking place in China. Canada's government has proposed a 3-year nationwide $5,000 Canadian federal rebate to help citizens buy an electric car. The proposal hasn't yet passed through Parliament, but it would only apply to cars with a sticker price of less than $45,000 Canadian if passed. Navigant Research says that Tesla's autopilot came last in the study of autonomous vehicle programs that it's just concluded. While Tesla is one of only a few companies pushing self-driving facility to market right now, the study included examining technology being developed behind closed doors that's due to hit the market in the next few years. Researchers at the University of Massachusetts have revealed a new alternative to electrochemical battery packs. It uses hydrogen produced on board from a reaction of cobalt, water, and carbon dioxide to power a hydrogen fuel cell, which seems a little complicated. Tesla has sued several former employees and 2 startups this week after alleging they stole proprietary information. As some viewers to this channel have noted, the court cases relate to stolen code and confidential data, which is very different to stealing open source licensing of tech. Utility company Fortum and the City of Oslo will work together to install the world's first wireless fast charging infrastructure for taxis. The system will be built using technology from Momentum Dynamics, which allows a charging rate of up to 75 kilowatts. The International Energy Agency says it's very concerning that the average fuel economies of certain nations are dropping. Fuel consumption is now worse in Australia, Canada, and the US. In fact, it's worse than many so-called emerging economies and fuel economy in Europe. The US EPA Administrator Andrew Wheeler has acknowledged that climate change is an issue we face, but he's noted that the majority of the threats are 50 to 75 years away. He's argued that the priority right now should be clean drinking water, suggesting that there's time to tackle climate change later on, something most of us disagree with. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next week. After killing its referral program because it costs just too much to operate, Tesla has launched a similar referral program to allow customers to earn perks for getting others to buy a Tesla. It's just slimmed down. And what's more, this new system seems far fairer and more equitable. Now, when someone uses a referral code to buy a Tesla, both they and the person whose code they've used gets 1,000 miles of free supercharging, as well as 1 chance per month to win either a Founders Series Model Y or a Founders Series Roadster. But once a prize has been won, they can't win it again, meaning those with massive follower counts on social media aren't automatically more likely to benefit. Hyundai UK has announced pricing for the Nexo fuel cell sedan, and yes, I said Hyundai, not Hyundai, because, well, it's a UK story. To get your hands on one, you're looking to spend nearly £66,000 after incentives, and you've also got to deal with a far less developed fueling infrastructure than you would have if you bought a plug-in car. In related news, 2 Nexos joined the Modo car share service in Canada, but right now you won't be able to buy one of your own if you're north of the 49th. And finally, Oregon-based Arcimoto has been busy lately readying its 3-wheeled 2-seat fun utility vehicles, or FUVs, for market, producing limited numbers of its Founders Series ahead of more sustained series production. And this week it introduced a new variant to the family, the Deliverator, an Arcimoto FUV that replaces its rear seat with a cargo box that's capable of carrying up to 350 pounds of weight. Arcimoto will sell the Deliverator for just shy of $20,000 and says production will begin next year. And on that note, it's the end of this week's show. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and bash that notification bell. And if you'd like to support this channel, you'll find links below to help you do just that. This year, we're doing more than we've ever done before, and we're going to more events and places, including Fully Charged Live in the UK and Fully Charged Live in the US. But this increases our travel costs and our overheads. So if you'd like to see us do more stuff outside of this studio, please consider helping us out. We'd really appreciate it. I'll be back soon with more news, reviews and insight for you all to enjoy, but until then, I hope you have a great weekend, and don't forget to be better, kinder and smarter to one another. Keep evolving!